What is up, you guys? A couple days ago, my beautiful wife Haley and I, along with our friend Caleb, known as Phoenix Resale, hosted a big in-person reseller networking event in Charlotte, North Carolina called FlipCon. We ended up selling 272 tickets to this event, and we also had some speakers and sponsors and their plus ones. So all in all, there was about 315, 320 people there. So that was a fairly large event. And the best part about it was that Caleb and I and my wife Haley had never planned any event before, much less one of this fairly significant size. So in today's video, as we go ahead and get our reselling and YouTube business back on track, I do want to talk a little bit about this event and some things that went really well that I'm excited to do again next year, and also some things that I think we can improve on for next year as well. One takeaway that I had from the panels that were at FlipCon was something Chris Lynn talked about, daily refinement on YouTube. And he was saying that if you have a listing goal, a goal of things you want to get listed on eBay, it's best to do those first before any other plans throughout the day, because generally that's going to be one of the hardest things on your to-do list, because very few people enjoy the listing process. So we've had this Domino's pizza delivery sign in our death pile for, I don't know, like 2 months now, and I've been putting off actually testing it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this to see if we can list it as working. Look at there. We actually found this at the flea market a couple months ago for only $20. And based on eBay sold comps, I think we'll be able to get at least 100, if not like 120, 125 bucks plus shipping. So really nice find there. If you ever find these, usually at the flea market, maybe a yard sale or something like that, definitely go ahead and pick them up. If the title of this video performs like I think it should, there may be some people watching this video right now that are not familiar with our channel, that are just looking for information on maybe hosting their first event. So let me introduce myself real fast. My name is Josh. I go by Harry Tornado on YouTube. This channel is me and my beautiful wife Haley, and we go to flea markets and garage sales, thrift stores, anywhere we can find stuff generally super cheap, and we try to buy that stuff and flip it online for a profit. Stuff like this Domino's pizza sign is just a small example of some stuff we buy to flip for a profit. And there's our dog Mose. Another big takeaway from the event that's probably common knowledge for any experienced reseller is to make sure you're checking the sell-through rate of your items before you actually list them. If you want stuff in your eBay store that's going to sell really quickly for you, you need to look up how many are currently listed for sale and then filter those search results to see how many have actually sold in the last 90 days. Because if there's only been one that sold in 90 days and there's currently 50 available for purchase, you're probably not going to sell that item anytime soon, so you may not even bother listing it. But if you can find an item like this that I think has a pretty good sell-through rate, it may be more worth your time. So I searched Domino's pizza delivery sign car topper. We're going to search that on eBay, and there's currently 10 listed for sale. So we're going to filter the search results to show sold items. Let me get that out of it. Sold items, and there are 34 of them that have sold in the last 90 days. So that's technically over a 300% sell-through rate. So this is a fantastic item to list on eBay. We're gonna get it listed right now, and hopefully it'll sell within the next couple weeks or so. I don't know where Mose went. He was here a minute ago. I don't think he likes listing on eBay. Mose. This area of our yard is not fenced in. We live off of a cul-de-sac and then a little gravel driveway, so we don't usually worry about him, but I think he's wandered somewhere. Mose! Look at him. Standing there, look, get over here. Come here. You dummy, you heard me calling you. You're just standing over there. Get out of the woods. Did you have fun at least? Did you find any friends out there? It does feel very good to finally get this sign listed. It's literally been sitting in our garage for almost 2 months, and it's a great item. 300% sell-through rate. It's gonna sell super fast. I don't know why I kept putting it off. Check out this little guy. Hey, buddy. Can I move you? Please, just come with me. Come on, that's okay. Mose, what's this? There you go, buddy. Have a good day. I don't know if you guys can hear the music in here. I don't want to play that too long because of copyright issues, but Haley's in there working out. So while we wait on her to finish up, I'll go ahead and start talking about the event, what went right, what went wrong, and what can we do differently. So first of all, and this may sound a little weird, I guess, but I want to say that I'm very proud of us for doing an event of this size with no prior experience and having it go as well as it did. In your first event, there's always going to be something that goes wrong. So if you're looking at doing an event in the future, or you've already done one and maybe it didn't go quite as you imagined, just take a moment to be proud of yourself for the things that did go right, because there's a lot of work that goes into it, and anybody that's complaining for the most part has probably never done an event themselves, and they have no idea the amount of work and time and stress that goes into something like this. So just take a minute and be proud of yourself. So first I want to talk about one of the big positives of the event, and it's actually something that I don't think I had anything to do with, but it was the overall energy that filled the rooms and hallways at this event. It was only a day and a half, so it was kind of a tight time frame, but the entire day and a half when I wasn't sleeping, it was filled with just positivity and encouragement, and everybody was just talking and having a great time. And you know, all the speakers from YouTube, like anytime you can get multiple YouTubers in the same community together in one room and there's no drama or cliques or anything like that, it's just absolutely perfect. Like everybody seemed to be having a great time. Obviously we're going to have some feedback from the emails we sent out, but for the most part I think everybody there enjoyed the energy and positivity and encouragement that was just literally filling every inch of the ballroom and surrounding hallways. Something else that I think most people really enjoyed was having the event at one single location. You didn't have to take Ubers every day back and forth from a hotel to a venue. We had everything right there at the hotel. We used the Charlotte Sheridan Airport Hotel, and they were absolutely fabulous. They were super helpful from event planning months and months ago up until the actual day of, like controlling the lines for the food buffets and everything like that. I could not say more positive words about the staff at the Sheridan Airport Charlotte Hotel. So that was fantastic. And again, when you do everything at one event like a hotel and use the hotel for food, it is very expensive. We actually ended up spending about $57,000 just on the food and beverage alone for the hotel. So that was a big portion of the money we raised for the event went to that. But again, I do think most people appreciated the all-inclusiveness and not having to leave to go get meals or go stay at a separate hotel and come back to the venue later on. So obviously Haley is done with her workout. I took the camera.
Did you talk about my workout?
Yeah, I took the camera to the warehouse earlier and I heard you blaring your pump music, whatever it was. We were on the way to the Goodwill bins. We haven't been in the bins in 3 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. We've been so busy with FlipCon and everything. So on the way there, I do want to talk about a couple things that we want to change going into next year. And I think the biggest thing that we can change that's also the easiest is having lanyards instead of sticky name tags.
Oh my goodness, yes.
I don't know why we didn't think about that. I just thought about the work of like going through the website to get everybody's names and then like putting each, like typing each name. I didn't have an assistant for this. That's another thing I would change, is like hiring somebody to plan the event for us.
Right.
Like that, having no experience, that was a lot of work, and I just let basic things like that fall through the cracks. So next year we're definitely going to have lanyards with printed names instead of sticky handwritten name tags. Goodwill bins on a Monday morning. Line's pretty long.
Yeah,
usually
the line is very long.
Yeah, we haven't been here on a Monday. It's not half off day, it's just like a regular restock day, but usually Mondays are pretty good. So hopefully we can get in here and battle the crowds and still find some good stuff.
Here, you get the mustache bag.
Mushroom bag. What's that? Right here.
On the one more, number 5.
I'll wait for you. I always love finding sealed trash bags in here. Sometimes there's just garbage like this, but seeing a sealed bag means that Goodwill hasn't dug through it yet. Sometimes you might find a little surprise in there. Might not be a good surprise, but surprising at least. This cool real tree hat. It's like it's got like a camouflage mesh in there, made in USA. It's like a hunter blonde hat. That's really cool.
Oh, that's a cute Build-A-Bear. I don't know what that is, but I'll grab it.
Could you hand me that blue hat right there?
Sure.
Thank you so much. Little kids Masters hat. That's cool. Walter Hagen golf shoes. Sometimes it's hard to find the matches to this stuff. Got another sealed trash bag here, or partially sealed at least, with some plush. Here, plush are only $1 per bag, so we can get this whole bag for $1. So let's go ahead and see what we got. Definitely get this Peter Pan, the fish from Little Mermaid, one of the Nightmare Before Christmas guys, maybe. Oh, this could be good, folks. This could be Mickey Mouse Steelers, Jack Skellington, an otter. That's cool. Pillow pet, not interested in that. Ah, that's a really cool octopus. What else? More Jack Skellington. And then one of the cats from Aristocrats, Disney. What a killer plush from her, man.
Ooh, sweet. TI-84. Little LL beanbag. That's cute. I know nothing about makeup brushes, but I know Kylie, and maybe her stuff's kind of expensive. A.L. Randall Co. There's a Ray-Ban case. Unfortunately, just the case, but to pick that up, that'll be cheap. I see a With Tags Disney plush. Aww. How cute.
This might be pretty interesting here. It's a little kid's drum, but it is Remo. Got some cool animals on there. I think that's the one right there. It's supposed to have little sticks with it for $42 free shipping. It's not great, but really cool. I'll go ahead and pick that up. So you're gonna get these Hoka's Clifton Force. A little beat, but I think we get those cleaned up. There's no holes in the back heel right here. We're good. I think I found something really good here, folks. This is a Alafoss made by Folda, Iceland. Pure new wool blanket. It's not very big. It does have a little stain right there, but I don't see any major stains or holes or rips or anything. It's probably worth picking up.
I don't usually look at these shoe bins over here because they're usually picked over from like the day before, but I just found these pair of Coco shoes. Just found these Muckluck shoes. We sold these before. These are pretty worn, but I think we can still get some decent money for them, and winter's coming up. Also just found this pair of Shimano like biking shoes in pretty good condition. I'm not really sure what those are supposed to look like, but they are intact. You can see the insides are in pretty good condition. Yeah, I might pick those up too. Another pair of Mucklucks. I've been looking for some shoes, and I just picked up this pair of Jack Rogers. I don't know if this brand still like sells pretty well, but this is like kind of a unique like clog style, so I'm definitely gonna pick those up. Just found this pair of Fit Flops. Fit Flops is excellent to look out for. Like, it's crazy. Like, you look at them and you're like, that doesn't sell for much, but they probably sell for like 30 bucks.
All right, check this out, folks. This looks like a vintage Detroit Red Wings flag that would like hang somewhere. I don't see a date on it anywhere. What is this? Made in USA, 100% cotton. No date, but definitely old. That is super cool. This little Starbucks thing here. Deep, make perfect ice cubes. It's like a Starbucks ice tray thing. This was $14.95 at Starbucks, and it's literally brand new. So yeah, definitely gonna get that. I actually just found a banana costume. It's actually pretty cool. I think it's Philadelphia Eagles, maybe. It's 47 grand. NFL. So yeah, Philadelphia Eagles hat. That's really cool. Walked over to this shoe palette and I saw this, the match to that Walter Hagen golf shoe that we found over there. I'm gonna go over there and see if we can see if it's still there. Still there. It's good to go. Awesome. Here is a good one, folks. Thursday brand boots. These are crazy expensive. New, these are like $220, $240. Obviously, I don't have the other one, but now I'm extremely motivated to keep digging in this bin. Well, folks, this is the third pallet that I've dug through. Went pretty much all the way to the bottom, and we cannot find it. So this blows. And this is such a nice boot. Maybe somebody will find it. I'll probably put it up at the front, like the front bin up there, just in case somebody else has to match to it and they've been looking the whole time. But I'll go ahead and leave it. I know a lot of people say you can sell single shoes on eBay to like amputees and stuff, and we've tried that in the past, and we have never, ever, ever had success. Everything we've sold as a single shoe always gets returned or canceled because people don't read the listings. So unfortunately, couldn't find the match today. Haley said, I found these and they feel nice, but I didn't know the brand. And the brand is John Varvatos. Shout out Bonafide Hustler. He's the one that told me about this brand. John Varvatos is fantastic.
Okay, well, I'm gonna keep looking for that.
Where did you find it?
In this one. So
this is probably even better than the Thursday boot that I found. Yeah.
I've been looking for it. Like, I found it in this bin, so I haven't looked over there yet. So if you want to look
Okay,
on that
I'll go look over there. Check it out, folks. Haley has secured the matching John Varvatos shoe. And they're in great shape, too. I don't know exactly how much these are worth. I just know they're very high quality and very expensive. All right, you ready? I need to go wash my hands immediately.
Yeah, my hands are disgusting.
44 pounds on there, $1 for the plush. 80, 83.16. All right, you can round it up.
There you go, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Good, okay?
You too, appreciate it. You carry all that?
You get this one.
Yes, I'd be happy to.
It's wet on the bottom.
Wet. Oh yeah, the bag, yeah. I think it rained on it or something. Dropped off the stuff in the car. We're gonna head to the other side of this Goodwill. That's a regular Goodwill location. But before we do that, I do wanna say one thing that we'll probably do differently next year that we didn't do this year is just make the event a little bit longer. Pretty much the entire event was like, it was technically 1.5 days, but the first day was just like a social hour meet and greet. We didn't have any speakers or anything. And so all the speaking and the after party was one day, which for me personally was very exhausting. So I think people are already there. Like, it was a Wednesday and Thursday, and a lot of people stayed into the weekend anyway. So extending the event another day to spread out the information and give people more time to rest is probably going to be a good idea. Walking in this location, looks like we got a couple interesting shoes. Got some Echo little loafers there. They're bald on the bottom. That's some Adidas. Pretty basic. All the shoes here are only $6.50. We might grab those later on. Got some Levi's. These are really cool. Nike Hyper Live or whatever, in great condition, but there's a big rip along the side right there, so I'll probably pass on those. Got some Brooks Ghost 13s. These are in great shape. A little bit of peeling on the toe there, so I'll probably pass on that. These are some good Brooks Revel 3. $6.50 for these. I'll go ahead and grab those. Another thing I know we can improve on next year is the quality of the swag bags. It's just something that I really kind of dropped the ball on. We didn't really plan it out very well. I'd reached out to a couple of businesses and individuals to donate some items. We got a few donations, but it was a little lackluster to say the least. I think we had some fidget spinners, some Frisbees, some measuring tapes, and like a slob poster from our collection. So next year the swag bags will definitely be better, some more better quality items with a little bit more utility. One thing we're going to try to do better next year is have more women on the panels. I think out of our 12 speakers there were only 2 women, and that wasn't entirely my fault. We did reach out to I think 5 women total to invite them. Kat the Nurse Flipper was supposed to come, but she had to back out at pretty much the last minute because her son got COVID. We did have Ashley Hustle at Home Mom there and Lindsay from Renzi, but we also reached out to Kayla the homeschooling picker, as well as Jocelyn the crazy lamp lady. We're just focusing like YouTube content creators, and unfortunately Kayla and Jocelyn couldn't make it. So we started with 5 and ended up with 2, but next year we will try to have a stronger female presence on the panels. Haley, are you finding anything?
I found a pair of Miss Me jeans.
Oh, nice. I've only found 1 pair of shoes. I'm pretty tired and hungry, so
yeah, I'm hungry
whenever
too.
you're ready, I'm also ready.
Yes, we can go.
Okay.
One thing I did find was these BOC boots.
BOC boots? Oh, boots.
But they're cool.
Oh yeah, they got little bejewels on there.
Yeah.
BOC, it's a pretty solid brand. Like, it doesn't always sell super fast, but if you could take some really good pictures and have something like this that's like, it's got the plaid inside, so it's like the perfect fall boot, you know? Like the
size 10.
Yeah, good size, zip side, great condition.
Okay, I'll get them then since you're
Those
excited.
would be, yeah, they're $8.50, and I feel like we could probably get like 25 bucks plus shipping pretty easily. Another thing that I thought was kind of clunky at the event was the question and answer segment during the panel. So we wanted to have people have a chance to ask questions to the panelists, but there was like 300 people there, and we experimented with like putting a microphone in the middle of the room and have people come up, but I felt like people didn't want to like stand up in front of 300 people and walk up to the microphone, so I started walking around with the microphone. But then questions just went a little bit longer than I had hoped. We only had maybe time for 3 to 5 questions per panel. There's only 4 panels, you know, so we might have to figure out a way next year to have people maybe submit their questions for panelists ahead of time, or maybe put like a time limit or something on it, just to have more time for questions. I did feel bad that that there were definitely people there that had questions that literally just didn't have time to ask them. That was a pretty successful Goodwill trip.
Absolutely.
44 pounds of stuff, not including the plush. The plush were probably another 10 or 12 pounds or so. So we got a lot of stuff to get cleaned and prepped, photographed and listed either on eBay or whatnot. But another thing, Haley, you didn't know, but I'd already talked about the swag bags. They weren't good. I know
No,
they weren't good.
They weren't. We didn't know how much money, and
that was another thing, like really knowing your budget. Like going into it, we were trying to be very conservative because we didn't want to lose money on the event, but looking back, we actually ended up being a little too conservative. We could have had way better swag bags. We did have a couple like raffle giveaways. We gave away some fairly nice items here and there, but we could have probably had another $1,000 just in giveaways very easily and still fit within our budget. We did send out an email survey to all FlipCon participants last night, and I think we've gotten like 60 responses so far, and there are a couple little complaints here and there, but the key thing is that they are fairly little complaints. Like some people complained that the food wasn't great, or that the room was too cold, or the you know, we didn't have coffee throughout the whole day. We only had coffee in the morning. So those are things that are fairly easy to fix, or things that are just
out of our control,
or based on personal preference. Like some people may have thought the room was perfect. Some people may have thought it was too hot. You know, you're never going to get everybody to agree on the perfect temperature of a room like that.
Right.
But I will say it was kind of cold when we first got in there.
I think they did that on purpose though, because if there were going to be 300 people in the room and everybody fills in, it can get really hot really quickly.
Yeah. Another thing that a couple people hit on in the email surveys that I already thought was going to be an issue is the fact that we had a DJ at the after party at the event, and I really didn't know if people were going to like want to party and dance or just keep talking with each other. So I'm like, let's just have a DJ, and if we have to tell them to turn the music down because people want to talk, we can do that. And unfortunately, I was so busy talking with everybody that I didn't have a chance to get in there and like tell the DJ what the vibe was. So I did have a couple people say that, you know, it wasn't a bad DJ, but they could do without it. Like they're in the room trying to talk with each other and network, and they've got music blaring in their ears. So next year we probably won't do a DJ. We'll probably just feel it out, and if people are in a party mood, maybe we'll just have like a music playing, you know, like on a Spotify playlist or something like that. So we'll probably pass on the DJ next year. So like I said earlier, we are going to want to extend the event by 1 day next year, making it 2.5 days instead of 1.5 days. But if we want to keep that feeling of all-inclusiveness, but it's going to add an extra food cost, and we don't really want to increase the price of the event next year that much if we can help it. So I think what we're going to do is take some of the food budget that we spent on lunch and dinner and put that more towards breakfast. The breakfast this year was Chick-fil-A that was catered, so it was a lot cheaper than getting breakfast at the hotel, but by the time the biscuits got there and people started eating them, they were kind of cold. So we want to focus more on helping people start the day off on the right foot, have a really nice hearty breakfast, and then maybe do a lighter bag lunch or something, and then maybe on your own for dinner the first night, and then a really nice dinner the second night. Hopefully all that will balance out in terms of food costs and make things go over a little bit better. I think a big value add at our event was the people that we had come speak on panels, but also the fact that they were not like untouchable or whatever. Like they were just in the crowd, they were networking with us. Everybody was just on the same page. It didn't matter how big your YouTube channel was. Everybody was just there to talk with whoever wanted to talk with each other and learn from each other. You know, if you wanted to get an hour of time with Chris, Daily Refinement, like he's probably not even going to offer that, but if he did, he'd probably have to charge $500 for it to be worth his time. But if you come to FlipCon, you're able to just walk up to him and be like, hey Chris, can you give me some opinion about my eBay business or whatever? Like having that, the ability to just go up to these people that are, you know, quote famous on YouTube and just talk their ear off about whatever you want to talk about is a huge value to an event like this. So if you're planning an event, I would not only make sure you invite like reputable people in the industry, but also make sure they're willing to get in there and talk with anybody and not be like behind some velvet rope or something. So I think I said earlier about like knowing your budget at the event, like knowing how much things are going to cost before the actual event happens. That's super important and something we can definitely work on next year. But another thing you want to make sure is that your bookkeeping is in order. We did go ahead and make a separate business bank account specifically for FlipCon, but my problem was that I didn't order a debit card for that account until like a week before the event, and we actually didn't get it in the mail in time. So when we actually had to start making payments, like paying the hotel and buying snacks and buying all this stuff for the event, I didn't have the business account. So I had to use my other business account for the regular business, and then it's all like mixed together. So shout out our bookkeeper, Jenna. She's gonna have a kind of a big mess to figure out, but that's something going forward. Go ahead and open up a separate account specifically for the event, and go ahead and make sure you have a debit card in hand before you have to start making purchases for your event. Hey, How's it, but where are you going? Our helper, Kim, has been working on our next Whatnot auction today. We told her, we went to the bins this morning and bought a whole bunch of other stuff. She's like, do not bring all this junk in here and dirty up this warehouse again. So it's fun. She's got everything looking good. We're gonna get another Whatnot auction pretty soon. We're gonna hit Whatnot pretty hard over the next couple weeks just because we have so much stuff. We got this whole rack of clothes over here. We've got all this stuff on this table, under this table, got a whole pallet of stuff over here. And honestly, we just need to clear it out, especially if we're gonna keep buying stuff, which obviously we are. One thing we actually didn't have at our event was t-shirts, and every other event I've ever been to has usually had t-shirts, but when we were thinking about it, usually the shirts are like sponsored and they're covered in like event logos and stuff, and it's just not something that people are super excited about. It's just like an extra throw in. So we didn't do t-shirts and we didn't know how that was going to go over, but so far we've had like 75 people fill out the survey and nobody has mentioned anything about the lack of t-shirts. A couple people have mentioned the swag bags and how they wanted better items in those, but nobody's been actually upset about the lack of a t-shirt. So if you're doing an event, don't think a t-shirt is super necessary, because apparently it isn't. I've actually just had another eBay sale come in. I think they're back here. This is our big shoe wall. These are a pair of Keen Unique sandals. They're like water hiking sandal type dealios. You always know the unique ones because it looks like they're made of paracord or something. I think we paid like $6.50 for these, and they just sold for, we had them listed for $49 plus shipping. We got an offer of $40. Went ahead and accepted that. So be on the lookout for these. They don't sell quite as fast as they did, maybe about a year or two ago, but they still are pretty good movers for us, especially this time of year. I think one of the biggest things about throwing a big event like this is incorporating appropriate sponsors into it to help offset some of the costs, because if you just have ticket sales as your only source of revenue, it's going to be very difficult to cover food cost and speakers flying in and all that stuff and still make any sort of profit for your probably 8 to 10 to 12 months worth of work planning the event. So I do want to give a quick shout out to our folks over at List Perfectly. This is a whole box leftover of bags that we had that they gave us for the swag bags. But we met Amanda and Clara, the people behind List Perfectly, last year at another reseller event in Las Vegas called the Boss Reseller Remix. It was a fantastic event. And to be honest with you guys, Haley and I weren't really super interested in cross-posting at the time, but we met with List Perfectly and they explained their platform. And honestly, just meeting Clara and Amanda in person, they're so nice and inviting, and they truly care about the performance of their company and about the customer service, the customer satisfaction of their product. So we gave it a try and we've been using it ever since. We use it to list items on eBay, and then you can cross-post those items to Poshmark, Mercari, Depop, Facebook Marketplace, pretty much any selling platform you could possibly think of. So if you guys want to try out List Perfectly for yourself, you can get 30% off your first month and a 3-day money-back guarantee. You can use the code down below. Thank you, Amanda and Clara, for sponsoring FlipCon. You guys are awesome, and we look forward to next year. I think another tip is don't be afraid of bad feedback. I want people to be as brutally honest as they possibly can be the first year, so we can do everything in our power to make the second year even better. So, and I know it's hard if you put your heart and soul into an event for like a year and then people just have all these little small complaints, but it's great. I want people to be, as honest as they can with their feedback, because I want to make the next event even better. So like, here's a couple overall feedback for the event. Had a great time, good venue, food was great. Submit questions rather than open mic to audience. I think we talked about that earlier. Loved it, good event, I'd attend again. That's always nice to hear. Swag bag was a complete disappointment. Fidget spinner, really? I know. It was a cool fidget. I like fidget spinners, but I get it. We could have had better swag bags. So just, don't take it personally. You want people to be honest, so you can think of it as constructive criticism, not just criticism. Haley just went inside and got batteries to test that TI-84 Plus calculator she picked up today. And what's the verdict?
It works.
Nice. We should get it listed today and see if we can sell it before the video's over with.
Yeah.
The pink ones usually go for like $49 or $54, something like that, plus shipping. Usually sell within about 24 hours. So nice fun at the bins for sure. Haley listed this calculator today and it's actually already sold for $59.99 free shipping. I know today's video is like going back and forth between like our normal Monday stuff and like FlipCon stuff, but I want to show you guys our new thank you cards that I ordered from Vistaprint a couple weeks ago. I'll show you the old ones first so you can see what we were working with. So our old ones look like this on the front, little thank you, kind of like Saved by the Bell vibes. That's what I told the graphic designer I wanted, and I think he did a really good job. On the back, it's got this long message. You can zoom in and read it if you want, but it's very eBay specific. It talks about feedback and stuff, and contact us before leaving feedback. We'll do whatever we can. So I wanted something a little more generic. And I've also noticed that when people can put a face with the name on like a small business, like it just makes them more likely to want to support, I guess. Maybe I'm just making that up, but the new ones are much more simplistic, and I added a little picture of all three of us at the bottom down there, me, Haley, and Mo. So it gives us some space down here to write like a personal note or like sign our names if people want to do that. And also the backs on these are blank, so we have plenty of space to write like specific thank yous. We sell a lot more on Whatnot nowadays than we do on eBay, so these would work for both. And I think we got like 3,000 of these for like 4 cents a piece or something. They're postcard size, so a little bit smaller than these as well. But yeah, I really like how they turned out. Another tip for the event is that if you are going to be hosting the event and you are going to be somebody that people want to meet at the event, you need to hire someone to run the event for you so you can spend your time meeting your guests. There was multiple times when I was at the registration table trying to do registration, make sure that was going smoothly, but I had people wanting to talk with us and take pictures and stuff. And there would be times when I was taking pictures and I'd see the hotel staff like in the background wanting to get my attention to talk about the menu or something, you know, some logistical issue for the next day. So hindsight 2020, next year I'm definitely going to hire someone to be the authority figure for the hotel to correspond with and to make sure the logistics of the event goes smoothly, so I can focus 100% of my time meeting people. There was somebody that filled out one of the email surveys, and they said that they wish the meet and greet would have went a little bit more smoothly so they could have met everybody they wanted to meet. And that is my biggest fear, that somebody came to our event, you know, flew or drove 8 or 10 hours to come meet us, and they didn't feel comfortable coming up because we were just constantly in the presence of other people. So I don't know if anybody wanted to say hey to me and didn't get a chance, but again, that is my biggest fear. So next year, 100% of my attention is going to be on the guests. Thinking about the event overall, I was trying to come up with my biggest regret, like what's something we didn't do that I really wish we could go back and do. And for me, I just really wish I would have taken more videos and pictures. I didn't want to film a whole YouTube video at the event because I wanted to be present. I wanted to be approachable. If I felt like if I was walking around with my camera the whole time, people would maybe think I was working or something. They wouldn't want to bother me. So I just didn't want that barrier to be there. But now that I'm here, I would love to have had some of those moments that happened at FlipCon on video to show you guys and to relive the memories myself. So maybe next year I might hire like a videographer or something, just like have me and Haley mic'd up the whole time and just have a videographer like off in the distance filming the interactions, because it'd be so cool to relive some of those moments. So that is definitely my biggest regret, not having more video evidence of everything that went down. We had such a great time. It was a great experience. I absolutely loved meeting everyone, whether I know you on YouTube or whether I just met you at the event. It was just a fantastic time, and I really wish I had more evidence of that. So I think that's finally going to do it for today's video. Sorry if it went a little long-winded. There was just a lot of stuff that I felt like I wanted to cover in this video. If you guys have enjoyed it, if you watched this far, definitely hit the like button for us down below. Also, if you went to FlipCon this year, definitely drop a comment on this video and let us know your honest opinions, what you enjoyed about the event and what you think we can improve on next year, especially if it's something that I didn't cover in this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. You're the best, and we will catch you on the next one.